Hello, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. As promised, I am delivering to you the special conference series finale episode. The guest today is once again our very own Li-Ming Pals. In the previous episode, I chatted with Tianlu Redman about leadership. She shared with us why she chose to volunteer for the leadership position in the first place, what she learned from being a leader, and how being a leader has made an impact in her professional career and her personal life. But as Li-Ming takes over the leadership baton from Tianlu, let's hear from her on her thoughts of being a leader in the past 4 years as the assistant administrator of the Chinese language division and now our division administrator. I don't know, perhaps you'll be able to identify something they have in common and may just want to follow their footsteps, starting by being a volunteer. Well, let's dive in. Hello, Li-Ming. Welcome, and I am so glad you can join us live in Portland, Oregon, where the ATA 65 annual conference is happening as we speak.
Hi, Jessie. Thank you for having me.
Li-Ming, what are you currently doing for work? Are you still doing freelance translation, or are you working in-house now?
Currently, I'm the localization program manager at a SaaS company called Workiva, and we're a company software platform servicing financial reporting, ESG reporting, and GRC reporting. So currently, I'm managing all the localization, vendor management, quality management at Workiva.
I see. We met in 2018, the New Orleans conference. I didn't really know you back then, as that was my first conference. As a matter of fact, I didn't really know anyone. But I specifically remember being drawn to you because I believe that your genuineness and kindness really helped create the welcoming and warm environment at the CLD, even though you weren't in the leadership role yet. I thought you were, though. But it was actually when Tianlu took the reign from Pensy in 2020, you became the assistant administrator, right? And you were in that role for, I think, from 2020 to 2024. Tell us what made you volunteer for the position.
Yeah, I think at first I was prompted by some fellow leaders, Pensy's head, and at that time she said, "Hey, we have some needs in the COD. Do you want to join?" I said, "Yeah, why not?" Right? I think that really comes down to people.
Right.
I'm attracted by the group of people who are part of COD. I'm attracted by their devotion, their commitment to make this a good place for a lot of fellow translators and interpreters. The second thing is learning, right? It's, as a translator interpreter, the best way to learn is to do it and to talk with the fellow translators, interpreters, and to discuss and to hang out with them. Part of the work we do as volunteers in COD is to learn and grow.
Right.
And I have seen that myself growing so much in the past 4 years, working with the leadership team in COD in leadership skills, communication skills, even time management and organization skills, and just such a great platform.
You mentioned that one of the reasons you volunteered for the assistant administrator position was that you wanted to learn and grow. But in 2020, did you know in what way you would grow? In other words, now we're in 2024, looking back, did you know you would become who you are today 4 years later?
No, I couldn't imagine myself growing so much. I even can see that myself being very productive in my current role as a program manager. I got 3 promotions in 2 years, and from a specialist to a group program manager, which was never seen even by my fellow colleagues at Workiva. And I think back is really the leadership skills I gained from CLD. How I work with fellow coworkers and volunteers to organize activities, to build each other up, to plan ahead, to think about strategies. How can we get CLD a better place? Thanks to Tianlu's leadership, I was able to apply those skills I gained in CLD to my current work, which I not only gained the skills, but I think another aspect is confidence. The confidence in speaking up.
Yes.
The confidence in finding your voice, that my voice matters and I can voice my opinion. It may not be the best, but I need to speak up so that we can discuss and move toward a direction we all agree. So I think those 2 things are very important for me as, focus my 10 years of life as a stay-home mom or, as a wife. I sometimes lost that confidence.
Right.
I don't know when that I started to feel little, like, oh, I'm just a stay-home mom. I can't speak up. I don't know what's going on out of the world. And being part of the CLD volunteers group and leadership team make me feel, no, I have a brain and I can have a good input for my team.
Excellent points, especially on the confidence. By the way, Li Ming, I salute you for being a great mom, which is indeed the most difficult job in the world. And yes, you're spot on. That job does require you to make a lot of sacrifice, one of which may be to disconnect from your professional world. And that disconnect could eventually become so intimidating that you are afraid of speaking up because you doubt yourself and you are worried that you would sound ignorant and make a fool out of yourself. But I am really glad that you are empowered by the CLD leadership role. Now let's talk about the future. What are your priorities for the Chinese language division in the next years to come?
Great. And I really feel like CLD Leadership Council as a team, we are very mature. Like if you look at our growth in the past few years under the leadership of Tianlu, we are at a very good place. I want to better listen to the members as to what are the things on their minds. That will be my top priority, is to better understand and better advocate for our fellow members to grow, to develop, and to benefit from our organization. With that being said, some tangible things would be really, like I mentioned, encourage and to hear people's voices and to allow and to make sure that there is a safe space that we can give ideas and provide input so that we can make this a better place.
Right.
So because CLD is in such a good place, I think we can do more and better to provide more input into ATA.
Thank you, Li Ming, for taking on this role. I have no doubt in my mind that the Chinese language division will continue to thrive under the leadership of you and our assistant administrator, Roni Gao. Switching gear a little, since we are in Portland for ATA 65, what's your impression of this year's conference so far? Any specific highlight?
I think because my interest in recent years is more in technology, one highlight is to see some new technology like automate video localization, right? And how different companies utilize AI. Another thing is I notice people I met really eager to understand the trend of the industry. People keep on discussing what is going on, and we're not resisting the technology that much anymore, right? Everybody has embraced certain type of technology so that to use them as our tool so that we can do better and faster and earn more money. Right?
Yeah.
So I think the mindset is definitely a huge shift, is people are more open-minded in discuss, learn, and to embrace the technology. But at the same time, I still see there is a gap. Now I'm on the buyer side. I still see there is a gap between the individual freelancer world and the translation buyers world. There is a gap in technology understanding, but also a gap in understanding the trend. So my thought, I mean, in the last few days is how can we bridge that gap so that we are more aligned with the needs out there. Ultimately, we translate for the buyers, organizations, firms, agencies. So how can we be more in sync with those developments?
That was a great observation. Thank you for sharing that. That's what makes the ATA conference so fun, yet so educational. We have colleagues from all areas of the T&I industry, a great and balanced representation of the entire language service ecosystem. They bring with them an abundance of perspectives that are based on practice and experience. The synergy of those unique and valuable insights will drive our profession forward, and ATA and its annual conference provides that platform for all the changes to take place. For our listeners who have not yet experienced the annual conference, please come and see for yourself. Li Ming and I and our entire Chinese language division are looking forward to meeting you in Boston during our ATA 66 in October 2025. Thank you again for being here, Li Ming. See you in Boston, if not sooner.
Thank you, Jessie. I'm excited.